Hello and welcome to my Helluva Boss episode reveals. We'll be talking about any references, the Easter eggs, connections to the rest of the show. Sometimes you'll see my Sona. Which leads us into episode 4 of season 2, Western Energy. Uploaded May 20th, 2023. And Stolas gets captured by Stryker. Now it's up to the IMP group to get them. Unfortunately, Blitz and Loona are occupied with a shot. Shenanigans ensue. We open up at Rinch and Cup, where the poor pour for you, and Stella and Stolas are there talking about the divorce. Stella says something that's bleeped because remember back to Spring Broken where Blitz said something to Verostica but it was bleeped because you can say see you next Tuesday on YouTube. Sorry, Australians. Stolas gets a reminder to talk to Ozzy about that crystal he's been thinking about since the circus to give to Blitz. Also, andrenalphus is there. He's Stella's brother who looks like Elsa. He's here moderating the divorce discussion, saying the divorce is now on basis of cheating, which yes, legally you can get a divorce because of that, and technically if this was America, Stella could sue Blitz. But then Stryker jumps in with his Clint Eastwood poncho, just for him to immediately toss it off. Also apparently he has 2 angelic pistols. And this imp confirms that Stryker's eyes are not unique. Stolas goes full demon form just to run away. This really cute background Goetia. Well, Persimp is the OC of Sam Miller, the director. Stryker uses the lasso and truth on Stolas, capturing him. On the walls, there's a wanted poster for Stryker, preferably dead, please. Was he wanted before or after the events of Harvest Moon? Stolas is in a bit of a stitch, so calls the IMP to save him. Blitz apparently has a lot of cowboy friends. And just with the description of sexy, Moxxie somehow immediately says it's Stryker, which might say something about him. Stolas is bound with the rope because it's blessed, apparently. Bad timing because the IMP is out because Loona is going to get her hell rabies shot, which apparently she got doing some field missions off screen, which apparently hell rabies are on Earth. But Stryker realizes what's going on, and elephant in the room, Stryker has been recast. They couldn't get Norman Reedus again, so they got Ed Bosco to play him. He does an okay job, but it's like, it's 2023. Is it really that hard to record like a Discord call with Norman? In the 90s, they were able to just record a phone call for audio. Why the hell can't they do it now? But either way, the IMP's in the sloth ring. You can tell by the bubblegum pink sky and the floating islands, and apparently it's hospital themed. At St. Tan's. It's a little funny, except for the fact the Prince of Sloth is Belphegor. So Loona and Blitz are staying behind, and M&M are going to go get Stryker with their pimp hat. The hospital does not allow photography or holy water. Blitz's been planning this for 5 fucking years. Hell does not have insurance, you just have to wait really long, and we don't see Blitz having to pay, so I don't know, maybe this is just better than America. The receptionist, who's just like me for real, looks a lot more like a sinner than a hellborn, as well as this Karen with nice boobs is played by Viv.
The Hellbees shot, you fucking really can't say that word anymore.
Your husband is just, how do I say this without being offensive? Retard.
Character development? Oversight by the writers? Refusing to actually say it anymore because of a growth against the word? You make the call. Blitz still spells his name with an O because even in hell it's a pain in the ass to change your name. Why do you care about stuff being vulgar? You're in hell. Vivziepop promotes his sex dolls in amusement parks. The kid is pretty obviously played by Richard Loona. Meanwhile, Stryker's running in a music video and hops on a train looking badass. As some people are singing the Ballad of Stryker. It's a really fun song that gets the appropriate Western energy of Stryker as he makes it into the raft ring and to his secret lair he has, apparently. They're performed by a bunch of tiny imps who are most likely a reference to the owl narrators from Rango. The song was produced by the same people who produced the Attic song, as well as the song we'll hear later, and 2 of them are played by the same people who voiced Val and Angel Dust in the full series. Sorry Blitz, you still can't say the Australian C word. As the Karen calls him a filthy raffian. We still don't technically know what kind of imp Blitz is, and in Harvest Moon he never really implied that he was from Raph, so I think raffian is just kind of the hell equivalent of calling him a redneck. And stop, check in before you enter, and please clean your claws. The Karen falls in the Family Guy pose. Loona is comedically big, contrast her acting like a big baby about shots, but we don't comedically see her struggling to get in the door. As we cut back to M&M as Moxxie's getting harassed by one imp who looks a little like Blitz because of the spikes and the kind of similar horns, a pale imp kind of the same complexion as Stryker, and an incubus who, despite being the one who yelled queer boy at Moxxie, is the one dressed like Verostica on an ice skating rink. Millie comes across the Triple S small mariachi band, and they know where Stryker is. Moxxie somehow takes out the gang. Meanwhile, Stryker again just has a secret villain lair, and he hates royals for reasons. But he loves himself. Stolas calls him out on his hypocrisy for working with a royal, but we'll get to his backstory in probably another episode. Stolas tries using his Medusa eyes from Lululand, but the ropes are bounding his powers, so he might actually be in danger. Even with one good kick in, Stryker has him. Meanwhile, Luna's gonna get a comedically big shot from Dr. Bethlehem over here. Meanwhile, at the Fortress of Solitude, Stella's celebrating, but andrenalphus tells her Stolas already has an heir, so all of his stuff is just gonna pass to her, and you're not gonna get anything. Well, unless the plot twist is gonna be Stella's not actually her mom, we gotta remember that Octavia is 17. And inheritance stuff only goes to 18-year-olds. So unless Octavia's birthday is coming up really quick, all her financials will still have to go through Stella being her legal guardian, and just like as every young royal knows, that will usually lead to her mom spending all of their money for them. Also, Andy wants to get with Stella, or Stell. So not knowing how the legal system works, they decide to call off Stryker, and it's kind of hilarious, and how frustrated he gets about it. He also has a flip phone with a little medallion of a horseshoe. So now he has to take him to Andy's castle. Sorry, Stryker, you still can't say what rhymes with bunt on YouTube. But she didn't say in what state, so he's going to take his eyes. Eminem bursts through. Okay, that was actually kind of cool. This whole fight scene is really fun and fast, set to what you thinking about. Starting out country-like, then to pop. Oh no, Moxxie's pinned, and Millie's pinned. So we cut away to Loona, and she gets pinned, and she gets the shot in her ass without them pulling down her shorts. Stryker starts strangling Moxxie, but learning from Angel Dust just to say harder, and that gets him enough confused to pin him, and then squash him with a statue. But he escapes somehow. Back at the hospital, Luna's wearing the cone of shame. And because they hear a celebrity's in trouble, they drop everything and go deal with him. With some plague doctors, Blitz notices that Stolas getting taken away.
He can get hurt?
Other than one line in Harvest Moon saying that Hell royalty can only be killed with angelic weapons, we never really established that Stolas is indestructible. We didn't see him get shot by the dorks, or even re-establishing for the episode, we didn't see Stryker hit him with like a bat or something and not hurting him at all. But Stolas was messed up pretty bad, so he's going to stay in the hospital for a bit. He checks his phone. The phone in the beginning says it was 10:03, and now it's 17:49. So Hell works on the 24-hour clock rather than like in America that goes from 1 to 12 and then from 1 to 12 again, AM, PM. We see him in Blitz's text, and it's just like me for real. And apparently all the stuff of Ozzy's was resolved just over text, which is frustrating as a show and comically realistic. Blitz is typing, but he doesn't say anything. As a flower wilts, and his emotional scene actually hits pretty well. Like most of this season so far, it's good, but it could have been great. The emotions and animation, as always, are amazing. It's really funny. Stryker is a little different from how he was originally, being both silly enough to have a big secret lair, but now being treated as a straight man to the comedy of the world. But he's still kind of threatening. They do an okay enough job showing that Stolas is in danger, but also again, they don't really establish that he's indestructible beforehand. The stuff with Loona, with her being treated as just a normal dog, is really funny. But it's so tonally different from the rest of the episode, it feels like it really should have just been split off into its own thing. They have it just be a shorter episode 5 showing what Blitz was doing during the events of this episode. She does not say a single line, just like last episode, which a lot of people think is because of what happened with Erica Lindbeck's boyfriend at this time, but it has been confirmed that this was intentional. But it does feel a little weird, not even a single, like, fuck you Blitz at the end or something. Stella's okay. Andy has a really nice design, but he has like 2 minutes of screen time, and honestly, all he does is just something that Stella could have probably came to the conclusion of by herself. Also, from this point on, Spindlehorse will actually go through the effort of editing the captions. It's a good enough episode, but not fantastic. 7.5 out of 10. Remember to hit the like button, share your friends, comment your thoughts and opinions, and subscribe if I'm new.